I think I was really codependent on my audience. I needed the affirmation from you guys, whether it was good or bad. I needed that at that point in my time. And now I'm getting better and I don't need it as much. I know who I am. I know what I'm capable of. And I know I'm going to fucking do it. And that's all there is. And that's what pisses people off is because when I say I'm going to fucking do something, I fucking do it. It may take me a month, a year, or whatever, but I'll fucking do it. Kind of like the gastric bypass. Everybody was like, no, no, no. Yes, yes, yes. Now that brings me into another subject, this Laura motherfucker. There is this woman, her name is Laura. She's absolutely fucking hideous. I mean, let's just be real. I have a hard time watching her because sometimes she looks like a drag queen and other times she looks like she rolled out of the gutter. So I can't determine which one is which. And I understand that because I can look night and day different too. But with her, it's just too much for me. At first, I thought she was a transformer. I had to have one of my mods tell me, Katie, no, she's not. And I was like, oh my God, you're fucking kidding me. I know that she does crime and all that shit. And I know she's evil. I know she's like cons and all this. I just really don't care. I've never cared for her. Like one time I played along and acted like I was going to be her friend. And then it brought me a bunch of money and views when we had a falling out. And I was like, cool. Okay, you're gone. I can move on. No. Since then, she refers to me in damn near all of her live streams. And I've heard this from so many different fucking people. And the way she refers to me is never in a nice way. Like, for instance, she's going, okay, first, let me say this. If you have to go to another country to have a plastic surgery, a weight loss surgery, any kind of surgery, it means you're not doing something right at home. America, we have the best doctors for a reason, okay? There are programs, especially when it comes to weight loss, that you must follow the program in order for your insurance to cover it. They do that not because the insurance company knows if you really want it, you're going to go through the hoops and do it, right? Because this is not a miracle, people. Having weight loss surgery is not a miracle. It's a tool, and the tool will help you to keep the weight off, but it will not prevent you from gaining weight back. It won't prevent you from anything like that. And initially, yeah, you'll lose weight, but then it's on you after 6 months. They call it the 6-month honeymoon period where, yeah, you're really not going to gain any weight. If you remember mine, I was sicker than a fucking dog, okay? I was very, very sick. And now I use my tool to have smaller portions and shit like that. There are plenty of people who, like, look at Amy Slayton, for instance. She's obviously not following her program after her bypass. That's why she hasn't lost as much weight. That's why she's still fat as fuck. All right. There's people who do everybody. You have to follow the program. This is not an easy way out. It is just not the easy way. It's not like, oh, I'm going to have the surgery and be skinny. No, you're going to be fucking sick. It's going to force you to eat differently. Okay. You're going to learn in that time that you're sick, smaller portions, and eventually you get used to that. Kind of like where I'm at now, where DZ's at now. You just can't eat that much. You'd love to. You think you have great thoughts when you're ordering, like, oh, I'm going to eat this whole thing. You never do because your stomach is now trained that, oh, I only need a couple ounces of food. All right. So anyways, and here's another thing about weight loss surgery if you're considering it. First and foremost, this is what really bothered me because people started sending me clips of how she was referring to me because I think it was like last week at some point, a couple people were just like, we're sick of this shit, dude. And I was like, well, what's she saying? And they sent me a few clips. Like she said something like, oh, I'm going to Tijuana or wherever the fuck she's having her fucking, I guess she's having weight loss surgery, which I knew she was big. I've always known she was big. Someone sent me a picture of it. And like when you only see certain people from this, like from here up, kind of like Mandy. Mandy from Sean and Mandy. Mandy's tremendous girl. She's about 300 pounds. I don't think you guys realize that. Anybody can look skinny on the camera. Fuck, I was queen of skinny angles when I was 400 pounds. Trust me. I knew how to make myself look smaller. And that's what these girls do. They get the art in men of looking smaller. And that's all it is. Camera angles. Angles are your friends. Lighting is your friend, okay? Weight loss surgery, anybody who feels like their weight is out of control and they need to do something about it, absolutely do something about it, but do it the right way. This is not a get out of jail free card, okay? There's reasons why your insurance company has you go through leaps and bounds. Your doctors in America has you go through leaps and bounds because it's not Tijuana. It's not fucking Mexico, okay? But guess what? People are surviving after gastric bypass and the sleeve surgeries here, whereas in other countries, they do not have high success rates. In fact, remember when I was going through the classes to get my gastric bypass and a couple people just were failing the class? One of those girls, and you guys better remember this, she was 23 years old and she was in my class. Remember, she went to Mexico, came back and died. Remember that? I have not heard good things about going out of the country to have fucking plastic surgery. Yeah, on the internet, you can find anything, blah, blah, blah. But I challenge these people to go to the fucking Better Business Bureau, go to the complaint section and see the millions of complaints compared to maybe a couple hundred success stories. There's a reason why you have a program that you have to follow to get weight loss surgery. You got to quit smoking. You got to show that you want this. You got to show that you can lose weight on your own. It's just a struggle, like losing 50 to 80 pounds, whatever it is. No, she's not. You know why she's not having gastric bypass, Leanne? Number one, she's too unhealthy. She's too old. They will not have gastric bypass on people over 40 years old unless you are literally paying out your pocket for it. Yeah, you could probably go down to like Mexico and have it for a quarter of the price. First of all, you have to be, and mostly, other than being, okay, to get approved for gastric bypass, the losers, every loser in the book, anyone can get the sleeve. The sleeve is easy. Any jabroni that's over 20 pounds can go and say, hey, I want the sleeve. Mariah Carey got the sleeve at like 180 pounds. Did you guys know that? The sleeve is easy. Anyone, if you're going for it and you just want to do minimum invasive surgery, go for the sleeve. The difference between the bypass and the sleeve is the sleeve, what they do is they cut your stomach, okay? Your stomach still stays there. They kind of staple it, so you only have food going through this much. But guess what happens when you start overeating? And this is what happens when people go to other countries and they don't learn what they need to learn before they have the weight loss surgery. Those people, 99.9% of the time, if they don't die, gain all their weight back. The difference between bypass and the sleeve, it's much harder to gain your weight back. It's very, very easy to gain your weight back with the sleeve. It's very hard with bypass. With bypass, they cut your stomach out completely. My stomach's still in there. It's in my rib cage somewhere. They pull up your intestine, make a small pouch out of that and hook it up to your esophagus. You no longer have a stomach. So you're not absorbing food like everybody else is. You're not, you can get malnourished easily. This is only for the elite. The elite get fucking approved for bypass. And I'm telling you, I could have had the sleeve surgery within 3 months of me applying for fucking weight loss surgery, but I wanted to do the one that was right for me. And the one that was right for me is what winners get, the number one. I'm sorry, if I do something, I go big or I go home. I wasn't going to fool around with the sleeve because I've known way too many people in my life who have the sleeve and end up fucking gaining their weight back within a couple years. Like, everybody knows someone who has a sleeve and is gaining their weight back. It's too easy not to. It's too easy. You stretch your stomach out, you bust a staple. Hey, you're back. You're living. It's fine. Bypass, you don't have those options. You have to be strict. You have to be disciplined on yourself because if you overeat, you'll get fucking pain. You guys see me when I do it. I'm still learning 2 years out. It takes a while. It takes a long time to get used to your new lifestyle. It's a lifestyle change. A sleeve is not so much a lifestyle change. You can still eat cheeseburger and shit and get all fat. So I always say the people, the less than, get the sleeve. And I'm sorry if that offends you. It is what it is. And if you have the sleeve, it's the truth. And here's the other thing. In America, it's very, very hard to get approved for bypass. They will make you jump through hoops to get the fucking bypass. That's why it took me over a year. I had a show that I really wanted it. First and foremost, I was a candidate because I was under 40 years old. I had no pre-existing health conditions, and that's another one. They don't want you with a fucking defib and fucking thighs out to here and shit having bypass because they already see where your eating habits are coming from and what your lifestyle is just by looking at your body, okay? Bypass is a lot more invasive. You're never going to be able to just, like with the sleeve, you can be like, undo me, I'm good. That will never be able to happen for me. It's dedication. And 9 out of 10 times your doctor will not approve you for that because it's harder, especially through the insurance companies, to get approved for bypass than it is the sleeve or the lap band or the Dodonal switch. Now, the reason that it took me so long is, one, I needed help with the insurance. I had to do my insurance shit. 2, I had a surgeon that really believed in me and knew that I was a slacker at times and he wasn't going to allow me to do it. That's why we have the best doctors in America. Doctors in Mexico, they're like, oh, here's a couple $10,000. Doctors in fucking America, they're like, okay, get out, bitch. I got another one lined up. You understand what I'm saying? Like They sign oaths and shit. It's a better quality of care in America, okay? Yes, you're going to go through a lot more. And if you're dedicated and you're serious about your weight loss, you're going to go through those hoops. Because you spend all that time gaining weight, you can spend all that time learning your body and learning how to get healthier. Okay? That's just that. That's why they have those programs. So yeah, it's easy. You could go and die anywhere and have a fucking surgery out of the country. And I'm sure they're going to really give a fuck about you and your American citizenship. So I would double think that every fucking time. And so Flora, when she refers to me and she says, oh, if I was as big as Katie, what? Like, honey, have you looked at yourself? You're pretty damn big. I wouldn't be comparing my weight to your weight because at this point, I mean, let's compare weights now. Bitch, you're big. Yeah, I was big. Yeah, I took control of it. Yeah, I did the proper steps to have my weight loss surgery. I didn't do the easy cheatsy way out. I didn't go to fucking Tijuana, wherever in the fuck, to go get my fucking gastric bypass because I chose to live. I chose that myself was more important than taking an easy way out. My life is more important than cutting corners. And that's exactly what you're doing when you're going out of country to have it. There's a reason that they do not recommend you go outside of America and have this. Anybody can go to Mexico today and have a titty job. Or you're going to come in now. Hey, are they going to be lopsided? Or are you going to get those good? Like, we don't know. It's a gamble. All right. Why not go to fucking Pakistan and have it done, dummy? I mean, why? It's easy. Half-ass doctors, half-ass countries, half-ass results. I'm sorry. I chose not to do the half-ass way. It scares me to death to think that someone cares so little about themselves, especially when it comes to weight loss surgery, that they would go out of the country to have it because they can't get approved by their American doctors because they're not following the program, which tells you right then and there that they're not going to follow the program once it's said and done and guarantee this person will be a big fat whale within a couple years. Okay? Discipline. Some people don't have that. You don't have any self-control how it is, Laura, you wouldn't have gotten that big. Now you need to learn the steps to get back into control, and you're skipping that part. So what's going to happen is you're going to be, one, you're either going to die, or two, you're going to be very, very fucking sick, gain all your weight back, and then die. I mean, it's that simple. You got one or two options. If I were you, I would care more about myself and just go through the fucking program and do what your American doctors tell you to do, because they're not doing it to be mean to you. They're not doing any of that. They're doing it to see you succeed. It's not about insurance. If your insurance isn't going to cover it, it means that you're not ready to have it. That's what that means. And you're supposed to have insurance. If you're not paying for insurance, then that's your fucking problem. Then you don't need to have it anyways. You may need to have it, but now you got to get insurance. You got to do the proper steps to have the proper results, people. If you cut corners in life, you're going to have a cut corner life. You fucking do the things you need to do to be where you need to fucking be. Guess what? You're probably going to be running ahead of everybody fucking else. It's that simple. Now, don't get me wrong. I used to be lazy and all that kind of shit back in the day. And I realized really fast, cutting corners will give you a cutting corner life. No, I don't want that. I deserve better. Some don't cover it. My insurance didn't cover it. I had to go, insurance shopping until I found an insurance company that would cover it. And then that insurance company required a lot of steps to have it done. And I respect it. This is not going and getting your titties done. This is a life or death operation, and some people can't wrap their head around that. This is not something you can take lightly. No matter what operation you have, it's not something you can take lightly. This is a whole new lifestyle. And if you're already cutting corners to have it done, I guarantee that same person, guess what? You're probably cutting your life short. It is what it is. These are facts, people. Yeah, for what she charges for a half-ass candle, she can afford it. Well, Carrie, good for them. They're the exception to the rule. Let's look up how many people have had botched surgeries from out of the country. Look at the show Botched. Even that's where it came from. Look at Botched. How many people went overseas to have a fucking titty job or something like that and comes back and you got to have the fucking Americans fix you? Shit. I mean, facts are facts, dude. There's no argument here. It is unsafe to go out of country and have fucking, if it wasn't, we wouldn't have insurance. Insurance companies in America would be out of business. Think about it, people. It's very easy. It's very easy to make a fuck up.